YouTube, it's your boy Blake VP, and I'm back. I'm just here to give you a new topic, what we're going to talk about today, how to strengthen your business. I have a couple updates of what we've been doing since we've been gone on my hiatus, as usual. I'm going to also just keep talking about what you can do if you're in the position right now where you have roadblock, if you just genuinely feel like you're out of resources, you don't know what's going on, but you know something has to change, I'm here. Once again, my name is Blake VP. If you like this type of content or you just want to support me out of pity, like, comment, subscribe. The link is below. It probably won't be, but still support me anyway. I drop videos whenever I feel like it, but I think that I'll start to be a little more consistent because I'm helping you out. Whoa! Just let me know what kind of content that you want to see, actually, because I'm trying to make sure I can have some more flavor.
Where's the flavor?
For everything I drop. Incredibly hard right now for small business owners, specifically just not knowing what you need to do. How can you get started? You just feel lost. And the worst thing that you can ever do is start injecting a whole bunch of your time, your money, and your heart into something that you feel is a lost cause. I'm here today to give you a couple of references and some advice on how you can start to strengthen your business today. After talking with a couple of my friends, I noticed that those that had businesses, they either have their schedule from A to B to B to C, C to D, but there's a couple of different instances that really can throw you off the track or throw you for a loop that really affects you. It's super hard for a business. For instance, the first thing that comes to mind is COVID-19. COVID-19 has slowed down a lot of manufacturing, shipment dates, the ability for people to afford just overall services and products and goods. Being able to just sustain yourself and just keep yourself afloat with everything's going on from a perspective of shift in the economy with police brutality and racism. Businesses really are starting to feel the fire of what's coming under, and there's a lot of pristine and a lot of accountability that people are holding companies to, which ultimately affects the shift of what people are splurging on. If you have a company that's retail that's not necessarily applicable to someone who's really saving their money throughout this time, they might not shell out their money for you. There's a lot of stuff that you have to push and pivot, and I'm here to help you out with that today. So I put together a short little checklist of what you should do in order to just continue to thrive. I've also included this as a free PDF and a free checklist that you can download on my website below. I'll put that link down here. Check it out, share it with your friends, tell your auntie, tell anybody who you think is really gonna enjoy the flavor. The first one, equity crowdfunding. Get tons and tons of people and get that validated backing on what you're trying to do. If you're starting a business, the first thing you need is an idea. Having that idea, now you want to validate that it's a good idea. Whether you're putting that research together, you're trying to get the buy-in from your friends, from your family, from just overall clients and consumers, push that idea out. And when you push that idea out, you're getting that research and you're validating your product. I've seen tons of successful GoFundMes. I've seen tons of successful crowdfunding campaigns. I've seen tons of things where they get the community together for that problem. They've identified the problem and they've also identified a solution. One person invested in you, it's a snowball effect. One person leads to two people, which leads to a herd, and it leads to a full snowball in it. Having that equity and having that validation can surely push and position your company to be great. Mentorship programs. You need to find and identify somebody that you can look up to throughout that process. Now, when I think of a mentor, I initially think of a super formal process where this person's my mentor and we meet X amount of times for X amount of months for X amount of reward. But mentorship is just somebody that you look up to or somebody that you can resonate with. Mentor doesn't necessarily have to be older than you. Mentor can be younger than you. Mentor doesn't have to be any more successful. That comes into play with everything that's going on. So identifying somebody that's in that same field as you, somebody that has similar goals to you, or somebody that you can really share and they can help prevent you from making the same mistakes that they did when they were in that aspect of life that you have. There's tons of different avenues and opportunities what people use in order to find mentors. Specifically, people will use LinkedIn. That way you can drill down and find out what person's in what field doing what. You can also have a more prominent and successful search for that. But I've noticed a lot of business owners are not necessarily on LinkedIn for that specific field, because if you're a CEO, you're doing more than just one role. Another thing too is just checking out different events, going to a local event and finding something out, meeting people that are similar, because a friend can introduce you to a friend's friend, and that person can continue to push you out and find you that person that will help you in the future. Something that people always forget about is that it's not about finding a mentor, it's also being a mentor. If you feel as if you are skilled in a trade and somebody's trying to get to that same aspect of where you are, pass it forward. Pay back everything that you've learned and help build up the next generation of business owners, business leaders, and great people. Become certified. A lot of people have the ability with so many different resources that they can start up any type of business in any industry without any type of credibility. And with that being said, it saturates the market that's surrounded by you. So a thing that you can have to get an upper edge is becoming certified. Certifications are something that officially stamps and validates that your expertise is very strong in a certain field that you're in. For instance, if you were a coder and you got certified in Java, or you got certified in different aspects of how you can make a website, then people know that this is credited and you are backed by the work that you have. Having that certification too, you can have a fancy sticker or certificate that validates it, but you can also have proof within your portfolio. Having that certification, those stamps, is something that's very vital and people always forget. But you want to show that you have your work. If not, then you want people to be able to vouch for you organically and honestly. Continue to just do what you do in order to keep growing. And the last thing is identify supportive people. Find out who your core group of people are, whether it's people in finance, whether it's people that have started their own business, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends' friends, but make sure you have that support. It's very hard, it's very lonely as a business owner, but you want to always remember that you're not in it alone. So when you have that type of support, you can always keep going, because if you're like me, we don't sleep. Even though sleep is still a priority, it just always doesn't get done. So you want to make sure that you have that continuous support where it's like, hey, I'm feeling really motivated. Let's talk, let's get on the phone, let's start sharing ideas, let's just keep going. That's super helpful. Another thing too is you just have a lot of rough patches. And when you have rough patches, you can talk to people and say, what did you do that allowed you to get over this hump and this hill that I'm trying to get on? All in all, it's very important that you identify different ways to strengthen your business. Once you've come up with a great idea, figure out what that buy-in is with the community, figure out who can mentor you, who can help you to get to where you need to go, pay it forward, tap into different industries, tap into different organizations. For instance, the Small Business Administration, they have different loans, grants, opportunities, and just resources that you can go and look and invest in. And then identify that support group that you have. When you have that group will always just be the people for you, and you'll continue to thrive and you'll continue to win together. Once again, thank you for coming to my video. My name is Blake VP, doing what we gotta do for who we gotta do it for. Holla at me and see you later.